I am live. I'm live. As advertised. As always, I go live every Saturday. This is probably one of the few live streams that I actually know. This is actually one of the few days where I actually know I am going live. And I am going live like each week. This is really, I guess you could say, Saturdays are usually the only day where you know I'm going live, no matter what. Because I always say I'm going live on a Saturday. I usually almost always go live on a Saturday now. I don't think there's any within the next. I don't think there's ever going to be a Saturday where I don't go live. But hey, but thanks to the guys who may or may not eventually be watching me. Who knows? I might have to. I'm gonna share my live stream eventually. I think I'm gonna have to share my live stream my news feed on Instagram. I'm gonna share it to maybe some people on Messenger that I know I message with a lot. Okay, I'm officially done. Done with that. So hopefully I get some people coming in. Hopefully I get some people coming in. I think it was yesterday. I went live yesterday and nobody seemed to really. No one was typing in the live chat. I had like at the end of it, I think I had like 3 likes. And I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain I had someone that was messaging that I think had just sent like a comment who had just started commenting in the live chat just as I was leaving. And I'm like, oh man, if I had stayed on for maybe a few more seconds, I might have been able to catch this guy. I don't know who it was that was commenting, but I know it was somebody had decided to leave a comment at the very last second that I was going live, and man. Moxley. I know that's you, liking and unliking the stream just to mess with me, but it doesn't bother me. Not anymore. Now that I've officially seen what you look like, what you really look like. Now that I know what you really look like, I am now officially no longer afraid of you. I don't need to be, because now not only do I know I'm better than you, I also now know that I'm better looking too. Oh man, you got a face only a mother gorilla could love. And still she'd probably say no. But I digress. Alright guys. That wasn't supposed to happen. My phone was not supposed to fall down like that. My phone was not supposed to fall down like that, so sorry in advance. Guys want to know what I'm drinking? I'm obviously drinking Crush Orange because I like orange soda. Well, you know what I'm live for, because you see, if you're watching this, you're clearly seeing the title of my live stream, so you're clearly you know what this is about. So let's just get into it. I am not gonna lie, I have a lot to talk about. And boy, am I fired up, because something happened last night that, oh, a lot of people, they're not happy about. And neither am I. But I guess since this is technically a week in review, I might as well just. It seems like the last couple of weeks, times I've just been focusing on SmackDown and on just certain shows. But today I will officially do like a week in review. Like I'm actually gonna go through like Raw, NXT, AEW Dynamite, and then SmackDown. Not Impact. Not Impact. Hey Roy, thanks for joining. I I don't know if anybody was watching my live stream yesterday, but I went live for like 25 minutes. For like I think it was like no, it was more than that because it was like 25 minutes when I was going to leave, and then I wound up talking for about maybe an extra 2-3 minutes on how I don't use Twitter. I don't use Twitter. Just so some of you guys may ask me something, a question like, do you use Twitter? No, it's toxic. I just don't think I'll ever use it ever. I just don't know if I ever will use it, but hey, it's okay. Ah, William Washington. Okay. Well, you're going into timeout. And oh God, I'm not adding you as a mod. And now you're hidden because we don't need you. We don't need trolls on this channel. No trolls on this channel. And I know it's you, so hey, Latin 50, I will add you as a moderator. And just a standard mod right now, because I'll manage a mod. Yeah, I'll add you as a mod. Hey, Latin 50, that's up. I'm doing great. Yeah, and just so everybody knows, if anybody that comes into the live stream wants to hit that like button, it is not a requirement, but I would greatly appreciate it. I know my workout live stream from, I think it was either from Wednesday, I think. It was either Wednesday or, yeah, it was Wednesday because I had gone to church later on that night. My church had I guess, a kickoff to summer sort of meal that night, and they were having hot dog. They were basically just having hot dogs with chili and a bunch of snacks and stuff. So I went there, and my mom has choir practice afterwards. So I kind of was able to stay. I mainly just stayed in like the youth room that we have downstairs for our middle and high school students. And I just stayed in there, and I was just on my phone playing games while still charging. I had my phone charging up because at the time I think it was at like 70%, and I needed it to charge. So that's what I was just doing. Okay. Yeah, get rid of him. We do not need him. Those are trolls. Those are troll accounts, guys. Just so you know, I would never do anything like that. Exposing the kids, yuck. Never. Good thing I made good thing I got a mod in here that's gonna get rid of all those baddies. But yeah, I got a lot to talk about. Well, that's because I hid somebody. That's because I hid somebody, William Washington, and then Latin 50 just hid somebody called Damian Williams. So, and I'm pretty sure I know who the guy is that's on both accounts. I think they're both the same person, just on two accounts. So I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Yeah, Latin 50 just. Yeah, Roy, you may not know who Latin 50 is, but he's a great guy. He does live streams as well. He's a gaming streamer, so he streams games. So currently he's on a game called Dying Light 2. I don't I mean, I don't know if it's a game for me. I'm just gonna be honest, Line 50. I just don't know if it's a game for me. I'm not a fan of zombies. I'm not a fan of zombies. So I've never seen The Walking Dead. I've never seen any zombie movies like that one with Brad Pitt, World War Z. I haven't seen any zombies. I'm just not a fan of zombies. But Call of Duty, I do love. I like that game, Call of Duty. And I know there's a game, and I know there's a Call of Duty mobile that's apparently on the Google Play Store app that you can download and play. So maybe someday, if I ever get like an iPad, a new iPad, I can download it on there and I can play it. But I know there's a Call of Duty mobile on the Google Play Store app. And eventually I might have to play that just to see if it's any good. Y'all want to know what I'm drinking? I'm drinking Crush Orange Soda. I was thinking, oh, great. Again, we got another troll. We got another troll in the building. So long, sucker. So long, sucker. You ain't welcome here. I'm getting off topic. Thanks, Lad 50. Oh, I probably should have. And I don't think I can do it now. But yeah, I probably should have. Next time I go live, maybe next time I will. Oh, hey, okay. Okay, a moderator. Okay. I didn't do that. A moderator did. So Latin 50. Oh yeah. Latin 50 is a manager. I made Latin 50 a manager mod, and that may be something that the manager mod is able to do. Is it's able to turn on subscriber mode only. So that might be what. Yeah, that must have been you, Latin, that just did that, because you're the only mod that's in my chat right now. Okay, yeah, I had no idea they could do that. I know from what I've known so far, manager mods can time out standard mods. And that's really all I knew, so at the moment. Okay, Roy. Well, I'm gonna just get into what I came to get into. It's just 13 minutes in, and I'm having a blast. No more trolls. From now on, from here until I end my live stream, only people who are subscribed to me can come on, and that is great. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest, like I always am. I heard the rumors. Oh, and yeah, if anybody wants, and actually, I think I'm going to do this now I think I'm going to do this now because like I see this with a couple of other guys that I am subscribed to, including Latin 50. If you guys are like a mod, or if there's a mod in the stream and you want to go click on someone who isn't a mod, and when you want to put a link in the chat to their channel so that other people can maybe subscribe to them, do that if you want. I do not mind. Or if you're a mod and you want to put your own the link to your own channel in the mod, then be my guest. Let's see if we can get some people to maybe we can get some people who maybe don't have very many subscribers. Maybe we can help them get some more. Hey, thanks. Well, thanks, Roy. I really do appreciate it. And Latin 50 just sent a link to your channel. That way, if anybody else comes in and they want to subscribe to you, Roy, then they're more than welcome to. But hey, let's get on. Yeah, but hey. Well, I'm not going to lie. This week, for me personally, this week has been pretty good for me. Like just today, I had pizza for lunch. It's like just today, I had pizza for lunch. I love it. I loved it. Actually, I mean, I had pizza twice this week. So I'm already happy. I'm so happy. Yeah, but this week has been pretty good for wrestling too. I'm not gonna lie. Raw, I heard the rumors that Vince McMahon was in charge of this past Monday Night Raw and that he was going to be making changes. I heard the rumors, didn't know if they were true. I mean, I can tell whether a show has been booked by Vince McMahon or not because like last night's SmackDown was sort of a Vince McMahon type show because we got some Money in the Bank qualifying matches, 3 of which lasted only like 3 minutes or less. Like the Ali versus Santos match was the longest match on the card, and it was pretty darn good. Like, I can't lie, seeing Santos Escobar and Mustafa Ali in the match in the ring together, you're guaranteed at least a certified 10-minute banger. Maybe more, because maybe they deserve more than 10 minutes. But hey, we got at least like an 8-minute match or so I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. Raw this week was pretty good, though. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of what I saw was actually looked like it would have been booked by Triple H, and I'm not looking. That's crazy. Because we were told that Vince was in charge of that show of Monday Night Raw. Going to be in charge of Monday Night Raw this past Monday night, and apparently the show looked more like a Triple H show than a Vince McMahon show. Yeah. Now, as far as NXT goes, NXT has been doing pretty good as of late. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie there. I mean, I don't have cable. So I can't watch Monday Night Raw. I can't watch NXT. So what I do is what WWE has been doing on their YouTube channel is they've now been doing it so that they are uploading the, I guess, highlights from all of these segments and matches from that night's show on their YouTube channel during the show. Like, after a while, they will start. This message is held for review. View message. Okay. Hi, you, Miss Dark Angel. You are clear. I don't know if that's you, Leanne, or if that's the real or if that's the fake Dark Angel that Danny told me is officially Mox. I don't know if that's Moxley or the real Dark Angel, so I'm just gonna hide you anyways, just to be on the safe side. But you're sounding a lot like Moxley, like the other accounts that have come in here. So, yeah. Sorry. Hide. Oh wait, I already timed you out, so to hide the message. But hey, apparently Yeah, one of my moderators just had turned on subscribers only mode, so I'm guessing what these people are now doing is they are now subscribing to me. And now they can, and now they can, and they're gonna come into my live chat that way. Like, what's the point in subscribing to me just so you can, what's the point? I hate this. My phone is constantly falling. I do not need that to be happening. What's the point in subscribing to me if all you're gonna do is just come into one of my live streams and just talk crap about me? Like, you shouldn't even be subscribing to me if that's what you're gonna do. Because if I'm gonna, because even if I don't turn on subscribers only mode for my live streams from now on, if there's a mod in my channel that wants to do that, then you can do it. I'm not gonna say no. But if I forget to do it, then and if one of my mods wants to, so that I can keep the trolls out, then they can do that if they want. But then if you're just gonna subscribe to me just so you can come onto my live stream and just talk crap about me, then what the hell are you doing? Why are you even subscribed to me in the first place? Just because you couldn't come on my live stream before, just because you can't come onto my live stream anymore because you're not a subscriber to me, and the only way you're gonna be able to come onto my live stream is by subscribing to me, and then all you do is just talk crap about me. Yeah. If I were you, I'd get a life. I'd get a life that doesn't involve you trying your best to put me down and to talk crap about me, because it's not gonna work. I'm gonna hide you on my channel. And you're never gonna. And just so you know, I am never going to unblock you. I'm gonna block you on my channel, and then you're gonna stay blocked for the rest of eternity. So, ha, ha, ha. Sorry, guys, but I felt I needed to say something to the trolls that seemingly continue to come onto my live stream right now, and that's now 4 troll accounts that have come onto my live stream today and have decided to talk crap about me, and I'm not gonna take it. I'm not. Like, what do you expect me to do? Just sit here and cry my eyes out because I'm being attacked? No, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm gonna block you, and I'm gonna say it straight to your face. Get a life. Get a life, you loser. Like, you obviously don't have anything better to do with your life right now than to come on to one of my live streams and attack me for literally no reason. Like, what kind of life are you living? Were you dropped on your head as a child? As a baby? Did your parents raise you wrong or something? Seriously. Don't come on here. I don't need you on here. I don't want you on here. So just don't. Because if you come on here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hide your ass, and I'm going to keep you hidden for the rest of eternity. Okay? So, sorry guys, but I had to do that. Now back to what I was saying. Okay, what was I saying? Oh gosh. Oh no, I'm losing my mind. I'm forgetting things. I have Alzheimer's. No. I'm dumb, but clearly. Yeah, I was about to say I don't have cable, so I can't watch So I don't have USA Network, which is the home base for Monday Night Raw and NXT. So what I've been doing is when WWE uploads, I guess, the highlights from their show, of the segments and matches and from on their show, from the Monday Night Raw and NXT episodes from that week, that's where I go and watch them. What in the world? Somebody's outside. Oh. Somebody was just outside. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they were doing. It's like I guess a mother and her kid. But hey, and that's what I do. That's what I do on Mondays and Tuesdays when I want to watch Monday Night Raw and I want to know what happened on Monday Night Raw and NXT. That's what I do. I watch the highlight videos that they upload of all the matches and segments that they have, and even the backstage segments that they do. And NXT's been getting better. I mean, there's a lot of NXT superstars right now that I really like. And I would love to see them on the main roster someday. Like Ilya Dragunov, Tyler Bate. I mean, put either of those superstars against Gunther and you'd get an automatic match of the year candidate. Because I've seen their matches against their Ilya Dragunov and Tyler Bate. I've seen their matches against Walter and certified match of the year candidates. All three of those matches, match of the year candidates. The two matches with Ilya Dragunov and Gunther for the NXT UK title, certified match of the year quality, obviously. And then Tyler Bate versus Gunther, NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff, a match that lasted at least 40 minutes. Granted, 40 minutes. Maybe more than that. I can't remember exactly how much time the match lasted, but it was at least 40 minutes. A 40-minute match that was clearly match of the year quality. I don't know if it was match of the year or if it was one of the matches. Because I know WWE, I guess, does a thing where they let you vote on certain matches that they thought were the best matches of the year, and then you eventually get to vote on which match you thought was the best match of the entire year. They did that last year, and I think it was I can't remember if it was Cody versus Seth in Hell in a Cell, or Gunther versus Sheamus at Clash at the Castle. Either one of those were voted match of the year. Whew, sorry. I just burped and I just got the hiccups. But yeah, NXT's getting better. And now AEW Dynamite. AEW has been, I guess you could say it's been about the same. It's been good some weeks. It's good 1 week, and then the next week it's it's subpar. But at least AEW is good. It's good. When it's good, it's good. It's really good. We got a couple of weeks ago, like maybe in the build up to Double or Nothing, there was a Friday night. There was an AEW Dynamite episode from Detroit, which is coincidentally the same place that AEW Dynamite, which coincidentally is the same place that SummerSlam is taking place this year. And so we got, and apparently what we got was what Tony Khan was advertising apparently on Twitter is, even though I don't use Twitter, but apparently Tony Khan was advertising it as like a free pay-per-view. It's like a free pay-per-view on free TV on, I guess, either TNT or TBS, whichever station it was on, whichever one of them actually does AEW Dynamite because I know both of them do. And I know one of them just does only Rampage. But I know one of them, both of them have done, I think, AEW Dynamite, shown AEW Dynamite, but I can't remember which one. But it was a great episode. We got a steel cage match between Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley. A match that saw Don Callis betray Kenny Omega and the Elite. And in the weeks leading up to this episode, I was seeing Don Callis being quite shady. And a couple of weeks prior, we had seen the Young Bucks get attacked by, I guess, a mysterious opponent or assailant or whatever, and we all thought it was the Blackpool Combat Club. And what I'm thinking, and what we have not, and what we still have not gotten the answer to was the Blackpool Combat Club involved in that, in taking out the Young Bucks? Or was it something even more, and Don Callis was the one actually, or who orchestrated that entire thing and asked the Blackpool Combat Club on his behalf to take out the Young Bucks? Either it was one of those things. Either it was the Blackpool Combat Club acting on its own, which it pretty much was, you can pretty much safely say that it was the Blackpool Combat Club. What we don't know is whether it was just the Blackpool Combat Club acting on its own, or whether they were working with Don Callis at the time, which, to be honest, from the heel turn, it makes more sense now than anything else. Hopefully Don Callis does eventually reveal that, yes, it was him who orchestrated the attack on the Young Bucks, and that he used the Blackpool Combat Club to do it, and him becoming the new manager for the Blackpool Combat Club and replacing William Regal would be a good idea, and having Takeshita join wouldn't be a bad idea. But then again, I don't know, because apparently from what I've now been hearing is that AEW has plans now to make Takeshita a babyface, like a big babyface for the company. Okay, you just turned him heel basically by having him turned on the Elite, who are baby faces, and now you're thinking of turning him into a baby face? I don't know, but maybe they're thinking if they make us believe that he's gonna side with Don Callis and the Blackpool Combat Club, and then he suddenly just says, nope, I'm gonna break away from this whole thing, I don't want to be involved in this, and he just breaks away from Don Callis and basically turns face on Don Callis, that would be, I don't know what kind of reaction he'd get, but I don't know. But AEW has been sort of hit and miss. It's like they're good one week, and then they're bad the next week. It doesn't make much sense. It's like WWE, because Raw, there are episodes of Raw that are good, and then the next week, there's a Raw that's bad. And just like SmackDown tonight wasn't a very good show. Last week's SmackDown wasn't even that bad. It was pretty good. It was good. But then this week's Raw, SmackDown was not as good as last week's. And that's the problem, is that wrestling can't be consistently good. But then I guess you kind of have to have at least one bad show every now and then, or else people are going to still, people are still probably going to complain. People are still probably going to complain if every single week there's a good episode of Monday Night Raw or a great episode of SmackDown. People complain about everything, wrestling-wise. They complain when things are bad, and they even complain when things are perfect, because when things are going perfectly. What? Okay, it's like when say a certain person is complaining that their favorite wrestler is not getting pushed enough. Okay, well then that guy's favorite, and then as soon as that guy's favorite wrestler gets pushed, and we start to see a lot of him, I'll bet you that same guy will start complaining and say, oh, come on, why are we seeing this guy week in and week out? Why is this guy getting a push? Why is this guy getting pushed so hard, so much? Dude, you were just saying before he was getting pushed that he wasn't getting pushed enough. And now you're saying he's getting pushed too much? Like, make up your mind. Like, either you think he's not getting pushed enough, or either you like him because he's getting pushed, or you don't like him because he's getting pushed too much. Like, you liked him when he wasn't getting pushed enough, but now you hate him because he's getting shoved down your throat. Like, do you even care about this wrestler? Because it seems as though like you really, it's like people love it when certain wrestlers are struggling because it gives them a reason to like that wrestler. But then as soon as something happens and that wrestler starts doing good and starts getting pushed and starts getting shown on television a lot, they immediately are like, oh, no, now I hate this guy. Now I hate this guy because he's getting pushed too much. Like, no, you don't get to say that. Why are you saying that? Because you were literally just saying that he was not getting pushed enough, and now you're saying he's getting pushed too hard, too much? Yeah, I don't know why certain fans are like that. Like, they complain when a wrestler is not getting pushed enough, and then when that same wrestler starts getting pushed, and they start getting pushed hard, that same person is like, oh, now this guy's getting pushed too much. Like, make up your mind. Make up your mind. Okay, and now on to what I really wanted to talk about today, and that is Friday Night SmackDown. Last night's Friday Night SmackDown was not very good. There was one part of the show, the opening of the show, which was Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. Michael Alexander Jr., I don't know who you are, but go fuck yourself. Sorry, guys, but I had to say that. Just go fuck yourself. Please. I really do hope that YouTube doesn't take down this live stream because I just said the F word. But I had no choice. Sorry, but no bots on here, and my live stream, I'm pretty sure my live stream right now is subscribers only mode, so I'm guessing Michael Alexander Jr. just decided to subscribe to me only because he wanted to trash talk me. And like I said before, I don't need guys like you on my live stream, so whenever I see someone like you who is trash talking me, what I immediately will do is I will hide you. And I'll keep you hidden for the rest of your live long days. I don't need you on my live stream, so you can just leave. And now you guys are gonna make me get all. And now you guys have gotten me to lose track again. Go off topic again. Friday Night SmackDown was not good. The opening segment, which involved Jey Uso, Paul Heyman, and Solo Sikoa, I think was one of the better segments of the show, and the angle that it was, and basically they were trying to, and obviously Paul Heyman was trying to get Jey Uso to stay in the bloodline and to continue having Roman's back, obviously, because they're gonna just entice him, like throw a little. It's like they're trying to get Jey Uso to stay in the bloodline, so they said, hey, you know what? Why don't we give you a U.S. title shot? Maybe then you'll be happy. Will you be happy then? Will you be happy to stay in the bloodline if we give you a U.S. title shot? you can win the U.S. title and then be the next, and then you can be the next tribal chief like someday. Like that's you. That's what Roman wants from you. Roman wants you to eventually take his, like, basically what they're doing is basically what Paul Heyman was doing. He was making empty promises he does not plan on keeping. Like he gave him a U.S. title shot. Jay accepted. He lost the main event match for the U.S. title, and inadvertently because of his brother super kicking him. But that's not. But I'll get to that eventually. But yeah, basically that's what their whole segment was revolving around. That's what the whole segment revolved around, was Paul Heyman trying to make sure that Jey Uso stays with the bloodline, and trying to make sure that Jey Uso realizes where his place is, and that's with the bloodline and not with his brother, because they don't like that Jimmy Uso has decided to leave the bloodline. And so basically Jimmy is now basically excommunicated. And okay, there's a word that I'm trying to think of. I guess basically he's persona non grata. That's a word that I know that. Oh no, non grata, which I guess means that they don't talk about him anymore. They don't talk about him. They don't want to talk about him. They don't bring his name up ever. Basically. And you felt that segment throughout the entire show, because later on in the show, Sami Zayn would actually show up and would talk to Jey Uso, because obviously he saw the opener, because he was there and he knows exactly what Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns are trying to do to Jey. And basically, it's the same thing that he went through. It's basically the same thing that Sami Zayn went through, because he constantly had to. Because there were times when Sami Zayn, even though he was doing all of these things for the bloodline, it seemed like they were still always skeptical of him, and they constantly needed him to prove his loyalty to them. And it provided for good TV, for great TV, though. It's not. I'm not gonna lie. It provided for great TV. And yeah, it did. And Sami Zayn turning on Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble garnered the biggest pop of Sami Zayn's career. Almost. I mean, that and his pop at Elimination Chamber in Montreal. That was arguably and it was probably only the second time in Roman Reigns' reign as champion that he has gone into a match where the entire audience was on one side, and that was Sami Zayn's side. We saw the exact same thing at Clash at the Castle. The British crowd was clearly behind Drew McIntyre in that match, and they were not going to cheer for Roman Reigns at all. You felt Roman Reigns was going to lose the title then just because of that, just because of the crowd being on Drew's side. But it didn't happen there, didn't happen in Montreal, which honestly, I didn't think it was going to happen in Montreal either. But to hear the crowd's reaction to Sami Zayn, that's crazy. That was crazy. I mean, it was basically ECW One Night Stand all over again, 2006, where John Cena faced RVD for the WWE Championship after RVD cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase for a WWE title match at ECW One Night Stand that year. The crowd was nuclear. They were going nuclear for RVD, and apparently there were even some fans with signs that said, "If Cena wins, we riot." There were some fans at Cardiff that said, if Roman wins, we riot. And even at Montreal, for Elimination Chamber this year, there were some fans with signs that said, if Roman reigns, we riot. And even at WrestleMania, there were signs that said, if Roman wins, we riot. Which means fans are clearly getting tired of Roman Reigns' title reign by now. And so that's, I mean, I don't know when Reigns is officially losing the title. I would have him lose at SummerSlam this year in a rematch with Cody Rhodes. I'm sorry if there are some people within WWE who do not like that idea, but it needs to happen because nobody is going to break Bob Backlund and Bruno Sammartino's record for the longest reign as champion, as world champion, and WWE does not need to have him break Hulk Hogan's record. I mean, Pedro Morales, I mean, I think he's gonna beat Pedro Morales'. I think he might beat Pedro Morales' record, but I don't know. But I don't know because SummerSlam is still a long ways away. So I really have no idea. But hopefully we get that match at SummerSlam again. That match again at SummerSlam. If not, then I don't know what WWE officially does. Then we got, we got qualifying matches for Money in the Bank, 4 of them. Santos Escobar versus Mustafa Ali, which was the first match of the night, the best match of the entire night, I'm sure. It was clearly the best match of the night. Maybe not the best segment because the opener was definitely a very good segment. The first match of the night was clearly the best match of the night and the best Money in the Bank qualifying match of the entire night because all the other matches combined lasted just as long as the opening match. The opening match lasted at least 8 minutes, maybe possibly 9 minutes at the most. And the other 3 Money in the Bank qualifying matches, those matches all together. Wow, well. Someone even decided to make a fake account of my own name, my own channel. Well, you're hidden and never coming back again. So, haha. You're not welcome here. You're not welcome here. But, like I said, tonight's opener, which was a Money in the Bank qualifying match, lasted at least 8 to 9 minutes. That's if you combined the length of time that the other 3 Money in the Bank qualifying matches, because if I'm not mistaken, the Michin versus Bayley match, it lasted only like 2 minutes or so. Shotzi versus Io Sky lasted about 3 minutes, or lasted about 2-3 minutes. Butch versus Baron Corbin lasted basically just 3 minutes. If you combine all those times together, it's about 9 minutes. So basically, the 3 other qualifying matches we got last night following that first match, if you combine the amount of time that all 3 of those matches lasted, it's about as long as what the very first match. Crazy. Like, Baron Corbin versus Butch should have lasted at least like 7 minutes or so. And we got Karrion Kross attacking AJ Styles, which clearly means that their feud is continuing on, which I think is actually a good idea because most of Karrion Kross's feuds recently have only lasted through 1 match, and then it's like on to the next superstar. Like, he started a feud with Shinsuke Nakamura just recently. Before the draft happened, they had 1 match, and then that's it. Like, it's over. Their feud's over because he got drafted to Raw. Karrion Kross stayed on SmackDown. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. Thanks for joining. You want to press that like button? Anybody that comes in here and is watching and has not pressed that like button, if they want to, not a requirement, but I would really appreciate it. And then after I talked about the four qualifying Money in the Bank qualifying matches, then the only other two, and then like after Sami Zayn's little moment with Jey Uso, then we get another small moment with Paul Heyman and Jey Uso, where he again tries to entice Jey Uso to join. Oh, Danny told me it was Moxley. Danny told me it was Moxley. I think Moxley is lying. I think Moxley is lying to you because why would he say that? Why would he say it's him? Moxley would never say that it's him. Would say that it's not him because he knows if he does say that it's him, then he's caught. But it's him. Danny told me. Danny told me because I did a community post saying that I was going live, and then Danny ended up commenting on it at one point earlier, saying that he wasn't going to be able to be here because he was going out to do something, and then like a Leanne fake account left a comment on that, and Danny basically had left a comment saying yes, that is Moxley, and I asked, wait, who is this Leanne fake account? Because that's clearly not Leanne. And then Danny said, yes, that is Moxley. Just like Riley Gilbert is Moxley, Danny Hogan is Moxley. Apparently someone decided to make a fake account using my own channel name and the same. Like, how can I be typing in the live chat when I'm right here talking to you guys? Like, that wasn't even me. That wasn't me. I would never say those things. But hey, it's okay. I don't care. Those trolls can go to hell. Sorry, but I have to say that. But yeah, Jey Uso. And then Jey Uso said something last night that really surprised me, and I'm like, oh, this could definitely be a foreshadowing of what's going to happen. More than likely, it's going to happen next week. We didn't get Jey Uso's decision as to where his loyalties lie, which I thought if it's going to happen, it's going to happen on a night when Roman Reigns is there, because Roman Reigns is the whole he's the guy that's making this all this possible. I mean, reports are claiming that we are going to get Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso at Money in the Bank. So if that's the case, then within the next few weeks, we are going to have to get Jey Uso's decision as to where his loyalties actually lie, whether they're with his brother or Roman. Now, I thought if Roman Reigns was going to be on the show last night, then okay, we're going to get Jey Uso's decision. But he wasn't but apparently he wasn't going to be on the show. But obviously Roman wasn't on the show. So I thought, okay, does that mean we're actually not going to get a decision? Because I feel like when Jey Uso does make a decision, Roman Reigns needs to be there. He's going to want to be there. So Roman Reigns is returning next week, so hopefully this upcoming Friday Night SmackDown is when we actually do get his definitive decision and whether or not the match is made official, which it should be if he does eventually decide to choose Jimmy Uso, which he should. And then the only others. And then I'm gonna talk about the main event, but then I also want to talk about something that happened this week, last night on Friday Night SmackDown, that I am the most upset about, and the most like I said as I was going live today, I am so fired up. And that's mainly because of one segment in particular where a certain 14-time women's champion decided to come back from her little vacation with her husband Andrade and decided, I don't, oh wait, I don't have a championship around my waist, do I? Well, I need to, well, I think I need, well, yeah, a certain 14-time women's champion decided to come back from a little vacation with Andrade and decided that since she doesn't have a title around her waist, might as well ask for a title shot, or in her case, demand a title shot, because that's all she does is demand title shots. She doesn't ask for anything. She just says, I want a title shot. I'm getting a title shot. Give me a title shot right now. That's what she does. And clearly I am talking about Charlotte freaking Flair. Like, come on. What is her problem? Why does she constantly need to be in the title picture? Since Charlotte Flair has come onto the main roster, I do not think there has been a year where she has not been champion. I do not believe there has been a single year since she came up to the main roster. I think she's held a championship in every calendar year since she's been on the main roster, since 2015. When she came on the main roster, eventually she wound up winning the Divas Championship, held it for an impressive number of days. Then at WrestleMania 32, the Divas title was obviously then disbanded, was then dissolved. The WWE Women's Championship was then created, which eventually wound up becoming the Raw Women's Championship, and then SmackDown would eventually create the SmackDown Women's Championship. Then, and in every calendar year since Charlotte Flair has been on the main roster, I believe she has been a champion in every year. Every year. There hasn't been one year, I think, where she has not held a title in WWE. Every year, I feel like she holds a title, or at least wins a title, at least once or twice. She either loses a title in that year and then eventually wins it back, like in 2016. She and Sasha Banks traded the title back and forth a couple of times. Once in the Hell in a Cell match, once in an Iron Man match, the first ever, I guess, Iron Man match for women, and then like what the hell? Like, I don't think Charlotte Flair has ever had a feud that didn't involve a women's title. Like, all of her feuds have been for a championship. I just don't know why. I just don't know why WWE feels the need to have Charlotte Flair as their champion. What does she do for the women's division? Absolutely nothing. She does nothing for the women's division. I mean, half the time, she botches her moonsault. People want to say she has one of the best moonsaults in the business. Please. Sometimes she botches it and she doesn't land the right way. It baffles me why she is always their go-to person in the women's division to carry the women's division, because they obviously don't have any faith in anybody else. I mean, they had faith in Bianca Belair. I love Bianca Belair. And I will tell you this right now. I am feeling just like Charlotte Flair, except, I mean, the only problem with the only difference from Bianca Belair's title reign, which lasted like a year or so, more than a year, and then like Charlotte Flair, the only difference between them is that I actually like Bianca Belair, and I like her. But yes, by the time she lost the title, her reign was getting stale, and I get that there are some fans that will not boo her, and that's great. It's great that WWE has that kind of a baby face that the fans just want to cheer no matter how stale her reign may be getting. And I get that they may not want to turn her heel. And there have been rumors she might turn heel, and I don't think it's going to happen. I do not think it's going to happen because I don't think WWE is going to have someone who is this likable turn heel, because she might start getting the Undertaker treatment. The same thing that they're doing with LA Knight, because LA Knight is getting cheered. LA Knight is getting cheers. And one time on a Friday Night SmackDown, they had to actually pipe in fake boos for LA Knight to make it seem like LA Knight is actually getting heat when he's not. He's not getting heat. LA Knight is not getting heel heat. He's getting babyface cheers from the crowd. And yet WWE doesn't like it. They don't like the fact that he's getting cheered. They want him to get booed because he's a heel. But that's just the Undertaker effect. The Undertaker effect. That superstar that no matter how much of a heel they become, you just cannot boo them, and you refuse to boo them no matter what. You refuse to boo them no matter what. Because Undertaker, we all know what Undertaker was during his career. He was that type of superstar. You just wanted to cheer for him. Whether he was a heel or a face, it didn't matter. He got cheered. It was great. It was great. That's, I think, and now I'm just going to wind up calling it the Undertaker effect, because that's what it is. It's that superstar that you just flat out refuse to boo, and you will never boo that superstar, no matter what WWE tries to do to get you to boo him. It's the same thing, I think, with Bianca Belair. There are some fans, yes, that maybe don't like her, that don't like the fact that she's being like overpushed, that may think she's getting overpushed, which I don't know, but it's just that's what some people may think. But I think she's also getting sort of that Undertaker effect, has that Undertaker effect where no one really wants to boo her. And I get why WWE doesn't want to turn her heel, because she is a good baby face, a great baby face for the women's division, and a good role model. She's actually more of a role model than the supposed role model herself, Bayley, who's actually a heel and is actually a good heel and gets heat sometimes. Especially when she first debuted her heel gimmick. It was surprising. It was unexpected. It was somewhat expected because at the time she had just reformed her friendship with Sasha Banks, and she was, and that Night of Champions in 2019, she sort of did a heelish move where in a match against Charlotte Flair, she took one of the turnbuckles in one of the corners and undid it, and basically just cheated her way to a win that night. I'm sure Charlotte Flair was thinking to herself, "Ooh, okay, Bayley, I see what you did. You basically just did something that I would have done." On that night, she outsmarted Flair. She out Flaired Flair, and that was the start of her heel turn, which was clearly one of the best things since Roman Reigns. It was basically what we needed. It was what we needed. Danny Hogan, you can hide. You can go hide in a corner if you want, but you are not welcome here. But yeah, that's what I'm just saying that because I just do not get why WWE constantly has to have Charlotte Flair as their champion, as their go-to woman to lead this division. They have so many other women that are championship worthy, or that are at least worthy of championship matches. Even if they don't win, they're at least worthy of a title shot. And yet you're going with someone who clearly does not need another title around her waist, because she's already a 14-time women's champion. That's double the amount of titles that the previous record holder for most women's titles had, Trish Stratus. That's 2 times more than Trish Stratus, who was originally, before Flair came around, she was originally the the woman with the most women's title reigns ever at 7. Now, Charlotte Flair has double that, and it looks like they're going to put number 15 around her waist, reign number 15 around her waist pretty soon. I hope not, because that would be just stupid. Asuka just won the title, and when you think about it, Charlotte Flair and Asuka do not have a good history. I mean, Charlotte Flair has a reputation for derailing Asuka's pushes. Like Asuka was Raw Women's SmackDown Women's Champion in late 2018, going into 2019. Asuka won the SmackDown Women's Championship. Shortly after that, Charlotte Flair decides that she deserves a title shot against Asuka and just wins the title but then shortly after the Royal Rumble, I guess Charlotte Flair decides, hey, I don't have a title on my waist, so I deserve a title shot. And she won, and she took the title from Asuka, a title that she didn't really need, because it only lasted like a month or two, because she eventually lost the titles at WrestleMania, to Becky Lynch. And if I'm being completely honest with you, the only title reign that Charlotte Flair has of her 14 title reigns, her longest reign as champion, of those 14 reigns, the longest one is actually her first reign as Divas champion / WWE Women's Champion. Her first reign lasted longer than most of her other reigns combined. Like, if you take some of her shortest reigns and combine them all together, they still wouldn't compare to the amount of days still wouldn't add up to the amount of days she was champion the first time. So basically, her first reign as champion lasted longer than almost every other title reign she had. Because most of her other title reigns only lasted a month, a week, a day, because she was SmackDown Women's Champion. Because 2021, Money in the Bank, she wins the Raw Women's Championship from Rhea Ripley. The very next day, she gets cashed in on by Nikki ASH at the time. She was Nikki ASH. And basically, her title reign lasted only 2 days. Only 2 days. That has to be her shortest reign ever as champion. Her most recent reign as SmackDown Women's Champion in December. She won the title in December, January, February, March, basically 3 months as champion. Defended it only once against Sonya Deville in a match that was okay for what it was. I thought Sonya Deville actually got in a lot of offense, but was it because they were trying to make Sonya Deville seem like an incredible threat, or whether they decided to just have a match that or maybe it's just that they decided that they needed a title match that lasted longer than 6 minutes, so they decided to give Sonya an actual make it look like Sonya had an actual fighting chance, when in reality she did not. But most of Charlotte Flair's title reigns have lasted no more than a month, 2 months, 3 months, like short reigns. She's had mostly short reigns as champion. So I don't know what to tell you guys, but I'm fired up because I just don't know why they can't have somebody else feud with Asuka as champion. Yes, they have history together, we're going to get a good match out of them, but does that match actually have to happen? Does that match actually have to happen for the title? Because earlier on that night, before Adam Pearce decided to unveil, before the segment in which Charlotte Flair came back, Adam Pearce had already had a talk with Bianca Belair, And apparently, from what I thought, Bianca Belair was going to get a title shot, a rematch against Asuka. So basically, what I think WWE should do, which is obviously what I'm pretty sure they're not going to do, because obviously WWE never does what they should do. They do what they want to do, but never what they should do. What they should do is they should have Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair, where winner gets a title shot against Asuka. And I have Bianca Belair win that match, go to either Money in the Bank or whenever they decide to do the title rematch, and have Asuka win. And then have Asuka win via heel tactics, obviously because she's a heel. Yeah, and isn't Charlotte Flair supposed to be a babyface? Isn't Charlotte Flair supposed to be a babyface? And yet what she said last night about how she doesn't wait in line, how she is the line, how she made the line, that sounds to me like a heel, something a heel would say. Like, I don't ask for title shots, I demand title shots because I deserve title shots, because basically what she's saying is she runs this division, and if she wants a title shot, she'll get a title shot because she's Charlotte Flair and she needs to be champion. Because when has WWE never, I mean, I've already said this, there hasn't been, I think, a single year ever since Charlotte Flair came on the main roster. In the 8 years Charlotte Flair has been on the main roster, I don't think she's ever been champion. I don't think there's ever been 1 year where she hasn't gone at least a month, 2 months, maybe 3 months without being a champion. Like, recently she's been like taking time off after, like the last couple of times she's been champion, she's won the title, and then after she dropped it, she like leaves, and then as soon as she comes back, she's like, oh, I think I need another title shot. I think it's my time for a title shot. I haven't had a title in like a few months, so I think I need a title shot. It's stupid. It's stupid. And it makes WWE seem like they don't have faith in their women's division, which sucks right now. The only other thing that I kind of liked, that I actually am intrigued by, was, and one that was a definite logic gap, was when Isla Dawn and Alba Fire got drafted to SmackDown with their NXT Tag Team titles. I was wondering, what's going on here? Why was the NXT Women's Tag Team titles brought up to the main roster? Now I know why, because we are getting now a title unification match between Isla Dawn, Alba Fire, and Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey. What I believe should happen, and it's been reported that Ronda and Shayna's title win was not because the reason they won the titles was not because they were going to hold on to those titles for a long time. What we're going to get is what we could be getting eventually is a feud between the two superstars. And I think if they lose the titles in this unification match, and Ronda somehow blames Shayna for the loss, and that's where we get the feud, and that's where the feud starts, is within that match, unification match, I'd be okay with that. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire could have a good run as the women's tag team champions. And they could defend the titles against Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter, or Chelsea Green, and I don't know who they face to defend the titles against, because there's really only 4 women's tag teams right now in the division. And 3 of them are heels.
You got about 15 minutes.
Okay. Well, guys, I am probably just going to have to go. I'm going to have to go because an hour and 14 minutes. I didn't think I was going to go live this long, but I had to talk about Charlotte Flair. I had to, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of her constantly coming back and thinking that she needs a title shot. And thinking, I'm tired of Charlotte Flair coming back and thinking that she's owed something because every time she drops the women's championship to someone, I feel like she does it knowing she's gonna come back and get another shot at the title. I feel like every time she drops the title, she's like, okay, I'm dropping the title. I'll go away for like a month or two, and then I'll come back, and then I'll get another title shot because, I'm Charlotte Flair, so, I mean, if I'm not champion, then who am I? If I'm not a champion, then who am I? But I gotta go, so I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for coming. 5 likes, that's good enough for me. But I will see you all later, going live next week, possibly for a workout live stream. Don't know when that's going to happen, but I'm hoping it happens I go live next week. And until then, I will see you guys later. Peace. Oh my gosh, an hour and 16 minutes. This has to be the longest I've ever gone live. Ever. I can't think of a time where I've gone. I don't think I've ever gone live longer than this. But thank you guys. Bye, and I will see you guys maybe sometime next week. Hopefully.